Hello, hello, hello. Okay, you can hear me now. Sorry for the delay on the volume. Sweet. So I will start over again. So basically what I said is right now in the background I have this Cinemagraph playing, and I made this in Premiere Pro, and a Cinemagraph is like a classy GIF. So it's a way for you to sort of isolate just a little bit of movement on the entire video and bring that to life and have everything else be still, right? Perfect. So glad that you guys can hear me now. So what I want to do is, sorry, Premiere Pup has a bone. 1 second, let me take it. It's like, okay. All right, you guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Premiere Pup had a bone and it was really loud. So anyway, I'm going to make this Cinemagraph with you, and I've included a link in the description box here that you can follow along. So let me go ahead and bring up Premiere Pro. There we go. So as you see here in my Premiere Pro browser, I have this lemonade clip, and essentially what it is doing is when I play it back here in the program browser, and you hit play, it's just this slow motion. You can see the pictures moving. So what we want to do is actually isolate just the movement of the water stream, right? So to do that, I actually need to make a still from the beginning and then have another layer on top. So first of all, we have to make a new sequence. So I'm going to right click on this and create a new sequence from the clip. And then as you scrub through, you can actually see the water pouring out here in the timeline. But in the beginning, I want to create a still. So what I'm going to do is click on this little icon here called Export Frame. It's in the program viewer. And if you click on that, you can create a still of the video image. So I'm just going to call this lemonade water still. And make sure that you are exporting to the same path as your project, and you want to make sure that you import it into your project. So I'm going to hit OK. And then you will see here in my project panel, I have now a still image. So what I'm going to do is take this still image and put it as the bottom layer. Okay? And a lot of people have done cinemagraphs in Photoshop, but nobody's done it in Premiere Pro yet. And I'm sure people have, but I haven't seen any tutorials yet. So I thought I would show you guys. So right now, we have two layers in our timeline. And the one on top is the moving, so that's why you see the moving action right now. But below, if I turn off this track, it's just the still image. So what we need to do is create a mask just on the water flow on this top image, right? And below, we will just see the still because the mask will just be isolating the water flow, okay? So let me just make sure that you guys don't have any questions here. Okay, cool. I wonder if people know. Let me just tweet this out now. And 1 second, guys. Sorry for the delay here. Just 1 second. Okay. All right. So what we need to do now is create a mask on this layer. And for cinemagraphs too, I would say you're around like 4 seconds maybe for the clip. If you want to upload this as a .mp4 on Instagram, your video needs to be longer than 3 seconds. I just found this out. I didn't know there was a limit on Instagram, but the thing is that Instagram doesn't upload .gif files, which is what I'm going to be making, which is a GIF. This is a cinemagraph, which is a classy GIF. But Instagram only lets you upload .mp4s for moving picture. So that's why it's great to use Premiere Pro, because you can just export as a movie. And then I'm going to show you how to use GIF Rocket to convert the .mp4 into a GIF. Okay, so let's just make our little sequence here 4 seconds long, or about that. So I'm just going to pull this down, pull this layer down. Okay, so to make a mask on the top image here, as I was saying before, below I have the still right here, and on top I have the video, which I need to add a mask. So you go up to your effects controls, and then you're going to create a mask by clicking on this free draw. So you're going to click on this, and now you're just going to draw a little starter mask to start off the video. And just click around. There we go. And to zoom in to the program panel, if you go up here to fit, you can actually make it 100%. And then you can scroll up and see the mask. Let me just make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, you can. Cool. So, let's see here. Sorry, guys. All right. Mic is on, that's good. Okay, so I have this mask here, and if you want to refine it, if you hit Option, you can create this sort of like arrow tool as you hover over it, and if you click on it, it should create these lines that you can like make it more circular, which is pretty good to have, right? So first of all, we need to bring this back to the beginning of the clip, right? Because right now I was in the middle of it. I don't want to bring it to the beginning. So I'm going to round this guy out too. So see, this is just where the water is starting to pour. So I'm creating a mask over this water as it begins to pour, right? And we're going to animate this mask over time to follow the water flow. So that way the only thing that we see is the still underneath, the still frame that I made in the beginning of this clip, okay? All right, so then what we're going to do is we need to animate. So if you click on this, you'll see that it disappears here all of a sudden from mask path, okay? And you're gonna hit on toggle animation, and it's gonna create a keyframe here. So you can see, it's a tiny little keyframe. So now to get the mask back here in the program viewer, you have to click on mask, and then we're going to bring the time a little bit further, and we just have to move the mask. We're just moving our playhead down to follow the water flow. So let's move it ahead here, and there's the drop. See? We can always add more keyframes too if you need it. So if you click on the line here, you can create new keyframes, because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, you're going to have to start making more keyframes as the mask becomes larger over time. So I'm going to pull this forward here, and go down. How are you guys doing today? This is just going to take a little bit of time, and to get the right position that you need, the reason why I'm doing this is that it's a lot more precise than using like a tracking motion, because this is such like a little blurry object of water flow that it's just easier this way. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. All right, and a way that you can see the mask better, if you actually click on the still beneath, you can go up to Lumetri color panel, I can't talk, and lower the exposure. You can see the mask a lot better, right? So let's just keep that on for now. And then let's go back here, click on the mask, and let's refine it a bit. So the reason why we don't want to show the edges is that it will be more obvious once we play this back that there's a mask happening, because you'll be able to see the water moving in the picture from in the video that I'm masking. To move it forward a bit more, and then we're just going to bring the mask, animate it to follow the water stream. Let's see. So then we got to bring this in. Computer's a little slow when I have a live stream going on, so it's a little bit delayed right now. I'm gonna add another keyframe. There we go. And I'm going to go down and move this forward. And now we have to follow the water stream. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly where the water is because this isn't a very high-res clip because I downloaded it from Pixabay. It's completely royalty free. I don't know if you guys know about Pixabay. Have you guys heard about pixabay.com? You can download public domain videos. Let me just see if you guys have had anything here. Ava, how are you? We can't see your mouse cursor. Oh, bummer. I don't know how to get my mouse cursor on. Do you guys know how to turn it on? I'm using OBS. I'm not sure if it shows my clicker, which is annoying. I don't know. So anyway, if you guys are just joining, I'm creating right now this Cinemagraph, which is a classy GIF. So if I show you what it looks like, this is the end result here. So you see that the water is just moving, right? Like only the water. And the rest of the background is still. So let me go back into Premiere Pro. I'm sorry, I don't know why my mouse clicker isn't working, but at least you guys can see the action. Right now I'm just creating a mask. So let's continue the mask here. Just take a bit longer here. I think the water ends about here. But yeah, just get as close as you can to the water stream. That's the ideal situation here. Pull that in. I'm like, I have no idea what I look like right now. I might look like an idiot going like, because like I can't see myself right now, but I'm just trying to make sure that this line is perfect. Okay, so then I'm just going to keep going forward here, and then you can see the stream is moving. So we have to make sure to alter this mask to follow the stream, right? It's basically just a growing mask right now. It's following the water. Okay. Now you guys can see why I didn't want to do a tutorial, because this is kind of a long process, right? I'm just sort of making this stream here as delicately close to the line as I can. Okay, that looks about right. And then continue forward. Have you guys made GIFs before? I think I made a tutorial on how to make GIFs on my channel a while ago, but it was like an animated GIF. And it was basically just showing the idea of creating like repeated motion, right? And these things are so popular now. Like if you make cinemagraphs and you put them on your social media posts, like you're probably more likely to get engagement, right? Okay. That. Looking pretty good. Okay. So now you can see the stream is actually a little bit lower there. It's hard to see because the glass is kind of translucent, but just bring this part down as best as you can. All right. It's pretty good. Let's just bring this in a little bit closer. All right. Bring it forward a bit more. Follow the motion of the stream. I seriously, when I first made this for you guys, I got so thirsty. I was like, I want some water and lemonade right now, even though it's snowing outside. And usually you just crave that during the summer. Oh, I can't wait for the summer. Let's continue to bring this down because right now the water is actually going to At this point, oops, bring this back here. At this point, the water, I think, is splashing on the bottom of the glass, so we can start to bring the mask down fully. Let's see how that is. Let's watch the top here, just to make sure that we're getting the flow. Okay. Looks pretty good. How are you guys doing right now? Pixabay.com. Yes, Pixabay.com is it's a place where you can download free videos, free photos. Basically, people upload them, and you can get your basically it waives all of the rights, so it's in the public domain. It's dedicated. So Pixabay.com, you can search for illustrations. I mean, it's not like a massive library. It's not like Pond 5 or Dissolve or a lot of paid services like Shutterstock, but if you need something quick, you can usually find something that you like. So it's pretty cool, Evelyn. I would definitely recommend it. It's where I get most of my stock video when I'm like making stuff for you guys. So yeah, I'm just trucking along here and making this mask as refined as I can. And remember, this is a tedious process. So with cinemagraphs, they're usually only 4 seconds, but right now, like I'm just trucking along and it's only been 1 second. So if you're doing this for a minute, it's going to take a lot of time to do. So yeah, just something to think about. Let's go ahead and move this forward a little bit, and let's expand this so we can see the water in the glass, right? Add. If you click on the line, I know you probably can't see my mouse, but if you click, it's a pen tool, and you can actually create more keyframes, not keyframes, points, to then follow this water stream, right? Okay. By the way, if you guys are watching right now and you want a gal t-shirt, you can ask me a question and I will send you a t-shirt if you win the lottery. So if you ask a question and you're engaged with this video, if you're talking and you're interested in what's going on, I'll enter your name into a lottery and you'll win a gal t-shirt. And you can choose the color and the size and all of that. So hopefully you guys will like it. I've heard people like the material. It's a unique material. You can wear it at the gym, in bed, etc. So let's move this down a bit more. And you don't have to be as precise as me, but I'm kind of OCD, so I need to make it as fluid as I can, or else it's going to drive me crazy. Okay. Keyframing, and let's refine this. Okay, and let's keep trucking along here. So see how the stream is moving? We have to move the mask with the stream. I will ask somebody that I know that knows how to show clicks when you go live. So here's where you see a massive shift, right? So we just gotta move this over. And this. It's being really slow right now, guys. Sorry about that. Don't want that to rotate. There we go. It's always helpful to have more RAM in these situations. which I don't have right now. I just have 16 gigabytes. I need more. Alright, that's looking better. Okay. Let's keep trucking along here. Keep trucking. So the stream just moved over, so I gotta move this over. Actually move, if you grab it too, you can actually grab the mask, which is pretty cool. Creates a hand tool for you. You don't have to hit H, it automatically comes up when you hover over it, which is pretty cool. How are you guys doing online here? I wish I had two machines. Yes, you can add points, and you can go backwards and forwards on the fly. It's totally. You can use After Effects if you want to. I'm just using Premiere Pro because some people aren't as familiar with After Effects, Nagash. And yes, you can track it, but it's a really hard movement to track because, I mean, look at this. It's just this water stream, right? And it's hard to track the water flow that's so arbitrary and moving all the time. So there is the tracking ability here, right here over in this effects controls, track mask forward. But when I did that, I realized that it didn't work very well. So that's when I just went in and just adjusted these points manually because I felt that the result was more accurate. And again, it's not going to take me much longer to do. I'm just refining these, you know, as I go for the next 2 seconds. So I'm not, you know, upset that I have to go through and do this automatically. But yeah, it's such a fluid object that it's really, really hard to get it to track accurately. So that's why I'm doing this manually, if that makes sense. But yes, you could do the exact same thing in After Effects, and if it works for you there, that's awesome. But I thought it was pretty cool that I could even do this in Premiere Pro, because a lot of people don't realize the capability that you can do. So I'm just going to keep trucking along. So I hope that answers your question. Let's go ahead and move this. And again, right now there's a feathering happening, so that way it's not as hard as a cut. You can add more feathering if you want more feathering by just hitting this number here, and let's say we want to make it 15. You can do that too, but I like the 10. It was perfect. Let's go ahead and change that. So again, just keep on finding this water flow to the best of your ability. Looks pretty good. So then keep trucking along here, moving the playhead over. And then just adjusting the mask a bit. You can use the hand tool to just shift it over, and that sometimes is easier because the width can stay the same of the mask itself. So this mask is located under opacity in the effects controls, and it's controlling the mask, what I'm seeing of this top layer here, which is the video, and below is the still that I made at the beginning. Okay, so you can see that the mask here is a little rough at the top, so we can go ahead and refine that by clicking on the mask here. Again, I darkened the still image below, so it would be easy for me to identify where the mask is. And I will remove that darkening of the exposure once we're done. Let's go ahead and move this forward. Maybe I should play some music when I do this. I I forgot to download some songs from Audio Network. I use Audio Network. Have you guys heard of Audio Network before? I use Audio Network, and I've also used Soundstripe too. Soundstripe, it's just $10 a month, which is insane. I can't believe that they actually have that, you know? Like, that's insane. I've never found anything that's just $10 a month like that. So it's pretty cool that they have that. Okay. So, are any of you guys going to NAB show in Las Vegas? Have you guys heard of that before? It's essentially one of the biggest media shows in our country, and it's worldwide, so people from all over come, and there's a conference, Post-Production World, that's what it's called, and I'll be doing a live stream while I'm there. I'll be doing a live stream on the show floor, so I'm going to go around and interview some of the exhibits, and I'm also going to be presenting, which is kind of cool. Well, not at PPW, which is Post-Production World, but I'm going to be doing a presentation on Premiere Pro templates with LumaForge, and I'll be also presenting on this panel about inclusion in the workplace, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to move this along here just to speed things up. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about accessibility with your videos. Right now, I don't have closed captions on my videos because I don't have the money to pay somebody to do live captioning, and it does cost money to do captioning most of the time. So yeah, I'll be talking about accessibility in your videos, when to caption, if you legally have to caption, because some people can get sued if they don't make their video, you know, accessible to people who can't hear or have a hearing impairment. So all that stuff is important, and just about diversity in the workplace as well. So I don't know if it'll be online. I think it's going to be recorded, so if you're not going to be there, then yeah. Audio Network, Judy, audionetwork.com, and Soundstripe. So it's Soundstripe, I'll type that in, soundstripe.com. The video has to be recorded on how many frames per second to be in slow motion, Alex? I would say it depends on your camera. Actually, Ava, I don't know if Ava's here, she would probably have a better answer to your question, Alex, but you can make video slow motion after the fact. So for example, you can, even if it's just 30 frames per second, in Premiere Pro you can slow it down using speed and duration and then turn on optical flow, and it makes it very fluid because optical flow literally creates a new frame where there's missing frames when you expand it. So at least have it be 30 frames per second. The higher, the more smooth and awesome it will look. So hopefully that will be useful. So yeah, Judy, check out Soundstripe. It's definitely like the most affordable option that I've seen so far. But Audio Network, it's, you know, professional composers, and you have to pay per song. You can also get annual plans. It is a bit more expensive, but I love it. And they have a panel for Premiere Pro, so I can just search for music inside of Premiere Pro, which is pretty cool. And that way I don't have to go online, download, import. It automatically imports it into your project folder, which is pretty cool, right? So we're almost there, guys. We're getting closer and closer. Just refining this. I have that song by The Weeknd stuck in my head. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I think it's called I Think I'm Coming? I forget. Hold on. It's I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd and Daft Punk. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm like obsessed with that song right now. And he kind of sounds like Michael Jackson, I have to say. Like, I was like really impressed with his performance too. I think he performed it at the Grammys with Daft Punk. Those guys that wear like the helmets. They're mysterious. I love their music. I'm so glad that they teamed up. All right, you guys were asking some questions, so you'll get put into a lottery to win a gal t-shirt, which I love. And I have more and more to give away, so keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. I'm also going to be doing a live session at the end of this month, well actually just sort of in a week and a half, with my friend Megan. She actually designed my website. She's a designer. So it's going to be a design live Q&A, which will be pretty fun for me because I haven't had any live guests on the show yet. I've had my grandma on my channel. If you guys haven't seen that video, basically she, you know, wrote her memoirs, and I was like, let's record it because, I mean, there's nothing better than actually hearing your voice, right? So I recorded her into Premiere Pro, and I still have yet to edit the voice, so I want to do a tutorial for you guys on how I edit her voice using the Adobe Essential Sound panel. So if you guys want to learn how to do that, essentially I'm just getting rid of any background noise and adding an EQ to enhance her voice so it sounds good, you know? Like have you ever listened to an audiobook before and the narrator sounds really crisp? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, but with my grandma's voice. But I did the first tutorial on how to record into Premiere Pro, and that is up on my channel if you haven't watched it already. And also, my grandma's just so cute, so you have to watch it. So, I love her. She's 89. I can't believe it. And her stories are amazing. Are there any Canadians watching right now? Because my grandma is Canadian. She grew up in Saskatchewan. I can't even say it, but she in a small town called Cabri, if there's any Cabriers out there. But I'm not Canadian, unfortunately. I wish I had dual citizenship. Okay. We're almost done here. Almost done. Let me check to see if there's any questions. Sorry if I missed them. Which one was the last audio file website? So Evelyn, it was I think it was Soundstripe, and then Audio Network. Shortcuts in Premiere Pro. I think I made one, Nagesh, in Premiere Pro shortcuts, but it certainly could be expanded upon because there's a lot of new shortcuts that I use that will be useful that speed up your process for sure. Obviously, everybody has their own shortcuts that they like to work with, and not everybody likes the same shortcuts. But yeah, I can do another one on tutorial customization, you know, because that is something that a lot of people don't know that they can do. And Premiere Pro now has this awesome new keyboard customization map that helps you do that. So let's continue this mask here. And you guys didn't know, I have this footage actually downloaded in my description box here in this live stream. So if you want to follow along, you can. And that's the end of the clip here. Make sure that it's fine. So this really would have only taken me like about 15 minutes to do, but I've been talking and thinking about things, so it was a little bit slower. But this was the mask that I made, so now if I go back to fit, you can see the mask animate over time with this water flow, right? So what I'm going to do is bring this, I'm going to actually turn off the lumetri color, so it's the same exposure as the mask, so it's not as obvious. And then if you play it back, I'm just going to bring it down to a quarter. You can see that everything else is still and the water flow is going. Pretty cool, right? So I have this, there we go. And then, so now that I made this, if I wanted to export it, what I would do is just go up to File, Export, Media, and it'll just take a second because my computer is a little bit slow right now. with the live stream. I hope it doesn't die. Uh-oh. The rainbow spinning wheel of death has come, and it may have just destroyed my entire work. Nope, we're good. So an export, I don't know if you guys, can you guys see the export window in OBS right now? No, you can't. Let me see if I can add it. Add window capture and Adobe Premiere Pro export settings. There we go. So here are the export settings, and you can't export a GIF in Premiere Pro, but you can export as a .mp4, which is what Instagram likes. So Instagram automatically loops the video to make it look like a GIF, right? So first export as a .mp4, and then I'm going to show you how to use GIFRocket. This is for, I think, Mac only GIFRocket, but there's other equivalents out there. GIFRocket, this is where you drag the video and it literally turns it into a GIF based on your dimensions that you want to use. So I will show you how to do that in a second, but first let's just go forward here and I will show you the export settings. Just use high bitrate, and I will just name it Lemonade Cinemagraph. By clicking on the output name, it'll let me choose the folder I want to save it into. I'll just call it Lemonade. Save. And I will hit export, and it will just take a couple seconds to export. Thanks, Evelyn. What was the last audio file? Pretty cool, huh? So again, another thing with cinemagraphs that you need to think about is that, you know, you are essentially creating, you know, something that's unique. You know, like the movement has to be unique. Like you can't just have like a bunch of people walking across. Like you're gonna have to mask that one person. And it usually is something that's very subtle, like the water pouring in, or you have like a beer going down, or like a waterfall, or fog. What's another good example? Sometimes people have like people's hair flowing and everything else is still. So that's another cool idea that you can do. But these are pretty neat things that you can do. So now that that's exported, I will show you what it looks like inside my Finder window here. Let me see if I can pull it open here. Cinemagraphs. First, let me make it into a GIF. So we're going to open up GIFRocket, and I'm going to add my Finder window to OBS right now. Let's call it Finder. Okay. And here we go. So you can see here that all I'm going to do is take this file. I had a bunch of tests in here, sorry about that. lemonadegif.mp4. I'm going to take this mp4 file, I'm going to drag it into GIFRocket. And what this is going to do is run, and it's going to turn my .mp4 into a GIF. Whoops, things gone bad. All right, let's see. If you click on this gear icon, it will show you what width you can have. I'm going to change this to 1280 and see, that may have been the problem right there. But I like that it said that. Whoops, GIF gone wrong. Let's see here. Oh, okay, let's try this again. Maybe I need to take the GIF out of there. I'm just going to call it Lemonade Cinemagraph. And let's drag this .mp4 onto that button, and hopefully it'll work. I hope it doesn't say GIF gone bad. But it worked before. I will show you. If you can you guys see that when I play? Oh, probably not. There's too much stuff going on. My computer's freaking out. But anyway, the GIF is running right now in the backdrop. But let me open up, let me show you again what it looked like, the final version of it. Let's see here. So this is the final GIF, just from doing that masking and animating it over time using the keyframe on your path tool in Premiere Pro. It's all pretty awesome. Again, going back into Premiere Pro, all I did was add a mask here on this mask, and I keyframed it over time to follow the water flow and just adjusted it over time. And that's all I did. You know, and you can get creative with this and do it on so many different things, on so many different types of videos, export them as short, 4-second, 3-second clips and just have them loop, you know? So, let me know if you guys had any questions. I know this was pretty spontaneous. I just randomly decided to do this live, and I know a lot of people didn't know about it. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions by leaving a comment. And yeah, we will see each other very soon. I'm doing a live stream on Saturday the 25th with Megan Soul. She did my website, and she's going to give you guys some tips on design. So if you guys want to learn a little bit about some design principles, she knows Illustrator, Photoshop, basically everything. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. And we'll talk soon. All right, let's stop the stream. Oh, and I also forgot to say as well, is I'm going to be streaming on the Adobe channel, on Adobe Twitch Live, on next Monday for 3 hours. So you can see that this was 40 minutes almost, so it goes by pretty fast. And I'll be making call out box templates, which is when you have like a video and then like there's like a little pop out that comes out with a box and text. I'm going to be showing you how to animate and create those in Premiere Pro, and I'm going to be giving you the templates for free. So that is Monday, Monday the 20th, March 20th, 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific time, but that's going to be 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, so that's it, and I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. I'm always online, so whenever. All right, bye. You're very welcome. How to do. Cheers. You're welcome, Andrew, for the random live stream. All right, bye.